Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Tuesday edition of Video Clips. Couple of announcements. This is the last week for the better than 50% tuition discount on the new Food Over Medicine license program. And this is the one where we're going to let you use my name, my book's name, Food Over Medicine, and association with Wellness Forum to offer our memberships and our products to people that you're helping with a food forward approach to health and health improvement. So we're going to be providing you with a great deal of training. Then you're actually going to be a licensee, and we'll teach you how to put together a directory of services. And you might do some things like cooking classes. We have lots of them that we can give you. You can make up your own. We're going to teach you how to do pantry cleaning and personal chefing. I mean, you may not want to do all of the things, but we have a whole repertoire of things that we're going to teach you. And we're going to support you as you do it. We're going to have weekly office hours for our FOM graduates so that you're part of a community. You can learn from each other and help each other, and we can help you and that sort of thing. So that training, we're offering training in July, this coming weekend, and also one in August, but we'll be doing this every month on an ongoing basis. So even if you can't take the course until later, take advantage of the discount. We always do this when we do something new. We have an intro offer, so don't miss out on it. Also, remember, next week on Tuesday is dinner at Wellness Forum. We do these open dinners. They're free. I give a health talk, we do a Q&A, it's fun, it's interactive. The food's always good at our place, I have to tell you. So don't miss it. All you have to do is call and make a reservation. We're in Central Ohio, so if you're in Central Ohio or driving distance, let us know. We'd love to have you. And then also on the first Friday in August, almost didn't get that out, we're going to start offering a Yin Yoga class on Friday night with light refreshments afterwards. It's going to be a permanent addition to the schedule. We have hot yoga classes every day at our office, but this will be a little bit of a change in our schedule, and we're going to let anybody who wants to join us free in the month of August only. So if you'd like to take a free class with us, one of my good friends and colleagues is going to alternate Fridays. She'll teach one Friday, I'll teach the next Friday. So both of us good instructors, if I say so myself, and you'll love Yin Yoga. It's all holding poses on generally floor poses for 2 to 3 minutes, and it will teach you to be much calmer than you normally are. So don't forget about those things. And of course, we have fabulous dry mixes and smoothie mixes. You guys hear me talk about this stuff all the time. I live on it at my house. So if you haven't tried those things, send me an email and I will send you a catalog. You can take a look at our products and our and the ingredients and that sort of thing. So I want to talk about mental health today. All right. There are a lot of misunderstandings about mental health. One, and a big one, is the idea that chemical imbalances in the brain are the cause of conditions like ADHD or anxiety and depression. This story actually was invented by the psychiatry profession to save itself from extinction many years ago, when the psychiatry profession had been incredibly damaged due to their practices. I mean, psychiatrists were in charge of mental institutions in which patients were confined and drugged and placed in insulin comas and even given lobotomies. In fact, Rosemary Kennedy of the Kennedy clan became a victim of psychiatry when she was lobotomized at the age of 23 because she was having pretty violent mood swings. Seems like that could have been handled differently. Well, many in the psychiatry profession continue to promote the chemical imbalance theory, but some are starting to fess up. One that I use in my workshops a lot is Ronald Pies, who's former editor of the Psychiatric Times. He says now that, quote, in truth, the chemical imbalance notion was always a kind of urban legend, never a theory seriously propounded by well-informed psychiatrists. And then he also said the chemical imbalance theory was a little white lie. Well, it's a heck of a little white lie, because that has resulted in the drugging of a whole lot of people, not just in the United States, but around the world. Another myth is that psychological disorders, I don't like to call mental health or mental illness. I don't believe in mental illness. It doesn't exist, but psychological disorders are hereditary. It can seem that way since many members of the same family are sometimes depressed or anxious, but genetics is not the cause. Learned behavior tends to be. And a new Canadian study shows this to be true. So the study included 398 offspring from the general population in Canada. 108 had received a diagnosis of one or more types of anxiety disorders. It seemed that the older the kids got, or the offspring became, the increased incidence. So over time, more and more became that way, 14.1% in those younger than 9 years of age, but 51.8% older than 15 years of age. And they were similarly common in both males and females. The rate of anxiety disorders was lowest among offspring of two parents who did not have an anxiety disorder. It was higher in offspring with one parent with an anxiety disorder and highest if both parents were anxious. The risk was even higher if a same-sex parent had anxiety. That seemed to make a difference. The authors note, quote, the risk of anxiety disorders in offspring of parents with anxiety disorders is well established. They made the point, and they included several references saying that this study was not an outlier. And they also made the point that the same risk it holds true. Having parents that have mood disorders of any type, that tends to increase the risk of offspring. They also write, and I think this explains the whole thing very, very well, quote, it is likely that learning and modeling play a significant role. This theory has been suggested before by observational and experimental studies demonstrating that children model parents' fearful responses and that overprotective parenting increases the likelihood of anxiety in children. Our finding is also in line with a children of twins study, which concluded that transmission of anxiety from parents to children is primarily environmental. Although the current study is the first to suggest that the transmission of anxiety is at least partially specific to the same-sex parent-offspring pairs, evidence exists that other complex features, including obesity, physical activity levels, and suicidal behavior, may be more often transmitted to the offspring from the same-sex parent than from the opposite-sex parent. Here's the bottom line. We learn a lot of things while we're growing up. Some good, some not so good. The good news is we're not stuck with any of it. We can change our eating habits, our weight, our ideas about money and success, and even our mood states if we don't like them. We're not stuck. And so if you've got the idea that you're stuck, you don't have to stay that way. So if you're anxious or depressed or suffering from psychological issues, you can resolve them. One thing I'll mention is we have an amazing therapist, Carlia Rohrbaugh, who's a member of our team, who does a lot of virtual programs so that you can be anywhere and participate. She's starting a new one, August 19th, called Navigating Relationships on the Current World Stage. And I'll just read you a little snippet from the description. Navigating relationships will offer practical tools for dealing with less than ideal dynamics with loved ones living from a different playbook, in addition to offering support through facilitated discussion of group members. So these are tough times to have relationships with other people, and a lot of people's relationships are stressed and strained as a result of it. So you might want to consider that. Starts August 19th once again. So I hope that this is helpful. I mean, I like to, there are some things you're stuck with. I'm stuck with being 65. I can't change that. I'm stuck with having curly hair. Not much I can do about that. Tried to when I was a kid. Didn't work out so well. I have brown eyes. Can't change that. I'm 5 feet 7 inches tall. I can't change that. I can change a whole lot of other things. I could live someplace different if I wanted to. If I decided that I wanted to change a personality trait, it just takes practice. So don't let yourself be stuck. Anything can be changed. Almost anything can be changed if you put your mind to it and seek out the right type of help. All right, that's all for today. As usual, pass this on to anybody who you think might enjoy watching it, and I will be back to you tomorrow with more news.